as they thunder down towards the home turn. White Queen, Flaming Heart and Simply Believe on the outside. Soraya is a length and a half away, flat to the boards as they turn for home, and Fairway Lass on the extreme outside, straightening up. Simply Believe sustains a long run to take an narrow lead over Flaming Heart. My Brightier, Soraya still there with Fairway Lass on the outside. Fairway Lass, Soraya, My Brightier, Simply Believe as they hit the line. I'd say Fairway Lass on the extreme outside by inches over Simply Believe. A lip away, My Brightier with Soraya, and Flaming Heart on the inside battled on very strongly, followed by Kiyosaki and well back Tahira, and Gamila pulled up at the tail of the field in the Great Western. Boy, oh boy, you couldn't have put, only the clerk of the course was missing over the last 100 metres of that. A big bunch of fillies have come to the line locked together. The one that had the last run, Fairway Lass on the extreme outside in the red cap and the white sleeves, might have got up in time to snare them. Now the grey with the white tapes on the hind legs is Simply Believe, but number 7 gets it, Fairway Lass, and watch the left side of your screen. She puts in a terrific burst, sticks out the neck and collars them right on the line. Number 7, Ken, has gone into the frame, Fairway Lass, ridden by Greg Childs.
Yes, John, it was a very, very impressive finishing performance. Let's bring them up to the turn a little bit, and if we'd like to stop frame them there is White Queen on the inside, just about ready to drop out. Outside of her going to the lead there is Flaming Heart. She's immediately collared by Simply Believe, but the horse to watch is the red cap, who's going to come around. She's widest of all there. The horse in the yellow inside her is Soraya. That's Soraya in there. And then outside of her is the eventual winner, TAB number 7, Fairway Lass. Let's roll them and you'll see the action. They come into the straight, and Flaming Heart has definitely got the better of White Queen. Now Simply Believe, the grey, whips around the outside. She's gone to the lead. Now the horse to really watch is the widest of all. That's Flaming Heart coming down the outside, Fairway Lass coming down the outside with a flashing run. She gets there, and it's, I think, a dead heat for second and third between Simply Believe and Soraya. Simply Believe hangs on over near the inside, the grey horse, and in the yellow colours with the red cap, that's Soraya, 2 from the outside. And they're official now. 7 first, and 3 and 4, Simon, dead heat for second.
Yeah, certainly. What a great finish. The second race of the day, and it's an absolute ripper. Fairway Lass, wasn't a lot of talk about it before the race. By gee, she's a game little filly.
OK, Jock Galogly is with the winning jockey.
Yeah, well done, Greg. Gee, she's only a tiny little girl.
Only tiny, but she's got a big heart and the will to win. I'd have to say Cliffy Brown's done a terrific job setting her for the Oaks, and she's got to be a big chance, and once she gets over a longer journey again too.
Well, she dropped from Group 2 company today, didn't she? And you got no doubts about her running 2,500?
No doubts at all. She covered a bit of extra ground, but I think she'll run the 25 right out. Only small, but big heart.
Yeah, well, she's so relaxed going behind the barriers, wasn't she? So that distance is going to prove no problems.
Yeah, that's right. She's, yep, she'll run a top race over the longer journey.
All right, good luck, mate.
Thank you, Jock. And that was Greg Child's first day back riding. Gary, after an injury at Flemington.
Yeah, it was a freak thing. He had been in great form, and he was waiting to go in the trials one day at Flemington. Horse kicked him and broke a couple of bones in his foot. So he'll be really great to get back on a winner straight away.
Exactly. Now, from the inside, that's Flaming Heart. Outside of her was Simply Believe, and then My Brightier. Soraya in the yellow with the red star, and then Fairway Lass, widest of all, with the red cap, and she got the prize. She won the money for Greg Childs, and the dividends have paid $7.40 for the win, Fairway Lass, and $2.10 the place. The dead heaters for second and third. 3 Simply Believe will pay $1.70, and number 4 Soraya will pay exactly the same dividend. Okay, as we look at Greg Childs, let's have another break today on BMW Cox Plate Day at Moonee Valley Racetrack.
couple of protests in the last, the Great Western Stakes. Saria against the winner, Fairway Lass, and we have another one, fourth against first. So we'll bring you up to date as to how they go shortly, but the winner's sash there on Fairway Lass, and what a magnificent race too it's been here at Mooley-Dally. So we'll check the tote shortly, but last Sunday, the final, should I say the divvies, last Sunday, the final...
Well, welcome back to Moonee Valley, and we're waiting on this protest on race 2. If you've backed the winner, you can't collect yet because there's a sequence of protests. First of all, well, let's pick them up again from the inside just to point all these horses out to you. Going from the inside, that's Flaming Heart, where we don't need to worry about it. Simply Believe outside of it. Now, getting squeezed out is My Bright here in the blue and the white. Outside of her is Saria, and the winner is the whitest horse of all, which is Fairway Lass. Now, the protests have been Saria, who dead-heated for second in the yellow, against the winner on the outside, Fairway Lass, for causing interference to her by laying in, and by the fourth horse, which is the horse 3 from the outside in the blinkers and the blue and white stripes, against both Saria and Fairway Lass for causing interference to her. Now remember, in protests, all protests are relegation. So if Saria's protest against Fairway Lass is upheld, then she dead heats for first with the horse that she dead heated for second with, number 3, Simply Believe. But if the protest by My Bright here against Saria is upheld, all of a sudden you'll have Simply Believe winning the race. So Kenny Sutcliffe, it's quite complicated.
Indeed it is, Ken, and the stewards have been very, very busy in the room looking at all the replays, so we'll hopefully come up with a decision, and as soon as we do, we'll let you know. The Cox Plate will wrap up another busy year for Channel 9's racing stable. Throughout 1996, Wide World of Sports and The Racing Show have brought you all the emotion and the magical moments from racing's biggest days. John Tapp has been reflecting on some of the highlights.
Octagonal is just the leader. Mahogany coming again on the inside. Octagonal and Mahogany. Octagonal, Mahogany are coming to the line, locked together. It's a fantastic finish. Octagonal wins the Cox Plate about a half next to Mahogany, who was galloping. Last year's Cox Plate was the day Octagonal ascended into racing's elite. The result, a launch pad to an unforgettable 1996. When our racing year began in autumn, the horse they call Ockie was on a Group 1 roll. In the straight to link with the leader, Nothing Like a Dane looming up on the outside. Octagonal and Saintly right out in the middle of the track. Nothing Like a Dane hit the lead at the 200, but Octagonal has gobbled him up on the outside. Saintly is going to have the last shot at them. Octagonal just in front of Nothing Like a Dane. Saintly on the outside. Octagonal just in front as they get near home. Saintly lunge. Octagonal wins the Guineas from either Saintly on the outside or Nothing Like a Dane, which kicked again. You couldn't have written the script any better than that. The Guineas was merely an appetizer for what was billed as the AJC's Derby of the decade. No one would be disappointed. Volante headed Nothing Like a Dane, further out Saintly, and here comes the big O. Octagonal with the last run at them. Volante, Saintly and Octagonal, they've come away from Nothing Like a Dane. Saintly and Octagonal, Beedman throwing everything at Octagonal, he gets there, yes, Octagonal wins the Derby. Octagonal again by a neck to Saintly, Volante third.
I've all along always thought he was the best, and he proved it. You know, I think he's proved it before, but I think he really put the nail right in the coffin today. He's the best horse.
But Darren Beedman and Octagonal weren't the only stars on that Easter Saturday. A day when Gay Waterhouse chased her third straight Doncaster. Bravada Magic Road coming again. Dana Singer getting to them. Sprint By coming through in the centre. Dana Singer looks to have got to a narrow lead over Sprint By as they get near home. Juggler is flying late. Sprint By wins the Doncaster. I
Couldn't believe the day this horse won a maiden at Hawkesbury. I said to Gay, this horse will win a big mile at Randwick. I had the Epsom on, and here we are. I can't believe it. What a great horse.
Only the Freedman brothers could upstage Gay's 3 from 3. For the 4th year in a row, Racing's FBI unearthed autumn's best 2-year-old. Coming to the 200 mark, Paint is the leader, but here comes Merlene. Merlene on the outside is coming at Paint with Flavour between them. Merlene shot to the front 100 metres out. She's racing away the little Danehill filly, and Merlene is going to score a magnificent win in the slipper. 4 for the Freedmans. Paint got second, Flavour third.
Oh, just sensational, mate. I mean, you'd plan for these big races and you sort of hope everything goes to plan, and he's just ridden another gem of a race, G.
When racing headed north for winter, Brisbane's rain left owners and punters stranded. The weather cleared in time for the Doomben Cup, the result a pointer to one of spring's big winners.
It's Juggler the leader with 100 metres to go. Doremus is trying hard to pick him up. Juggler in front. Doremus is not going to get him. Beatman throwing everything at Juggler, and Juggler wins the cup. Juggler beat Doremus. Third All Our Mob, and Gay Waterhouse 1 and 3.
Waterhouse had a strong hand too in the $1 million Stradbroke. Ken Newman's Hariba was almost unbackable, but again the Freedmans timed their run perfectly.
But Dannisinger the leader with 100 metres to go. Encore's is coming after Dannisinger, but Dannisinger's holding Encore's and monopolised close to home. Another one to lead Freedman, Dannisinger. Dannisinger won the Stradbroke.
The Wide World of Sport's Brisbane Cup was one-way traffic.
But Dupayne has won by a big space. Dupayne first, Maxim second.
But the run of the day, and almost certainly the winter, belonged to a fast-finishing 2-year-old in the QTC Classic.
Coming past the 200, and Dayton hit the lead from Super Espion, and here's Camino Rose. Here's Anthems. He's out now, Anthems, and he is going to fly. Anthems coming after Tambour. It's got a split in Dayton. Tambour raced up. Anthems flew out wide. And
he's a bit of a heartthrob to ride, let alone watching the stands, but what an exciting horse. You know, he's just got something that a lot of horses haven't got, and that's pure determination and a great acceleration.
When spring arrived, Octagonal was the first big name to shake the cobwebs.
And on the outside, Poetic King has done best and just beats New Remember, and Sequalo close in behind them. Sir Boom from Arnamonites further back, followed by Del Sol. Octagonal finished midfield.
2 more losses and talk of retirement soon followed before an SOS to Darren Beedman reunited autumn's greatest partnership. In terms of pure emotion, the Underwood Stakes was the race of the year.
Look at Octagonal down the outside, and Seascape bursting through in the centre, and Count Shivers. It's Octagonal in front of Count Shivers. Octagonal back to his best today, wins it from Count
In Sydney, Falante was emerging as the horse most likely to assume Octagonal's top billing.
But Falante, like the shooting star from which he gets his name, comes right away to win the Epsom brilliantly from All Our Mob, and Iron Horses run.
2 days later, we were back at Randwick for the Metropolitan. The result, a 1-2 finish for racing's leading lady.
Shapely and Hula Flight, nothing like a Dane, is coming fast in the last little bit. Hula Flight on the inside has just lasted to win the Metro from Nothing Like a Dane, and Saintly in the centre.
Along with racing's best, Wide World of Sports then headed to Melbourne for the Caulfield Stakes and Guineas. Last week, one of Australia's greatest races, the Caulfield Cup, belonged to one of our youngest jockeys, teenager Brent Stanley aboard Arctic Scent.
Arctic Scent getting through. Arctic Scent on the inside. Arctic Scent circles again. Arctic Scent will win the Caulfield Cup. Arctic Scent has won it.
From the emotion of the Caulfield Cup, we arrived back at where we started, the BMW Cox Plate, the Weight for Age Championship, proving the perfect climax to Nine's racing year.
Well, we're still waiting on this protest. I think a decision's imminent, Simon. We've got some footage there of the stewards' room where they were hearing the case, and well, we can't decide what the stewards are going to do, but I would say this, that Fairway Lass is in a lot of trouble. If you're on the winner, I wouldn't be all that confident.
Yes, I think we might have 2 winners shortly. Just looking at the footage over and over again, and the stewards are going to hopefully or maybe see it the same way. I think Fairway Lass is in a fair bit of trouble.
I think she might even miss out on a place, but we'll be back with that result after this break on BMW Cox Plate Day 1996.
And down the outside, Super
Okay, well, there's exciting news for the protest, but not if you're on Fairway Lass, because first of all, the protest by Greg Hall on My Bright Here against the winner Fairway Lass has been upheld. The protest by My Bright Here against Soraya has been dismissed. And the protest by Soraya against Fairway Lass has also been upheld. Now, because protests are relegation and not promotion, the new placings will be a dead heat between 4 Soraya and 3 Simply Believe, with number 6 My Bright Here now running third. So they'll be the new placings, 3 and 4 dead heating for first, with My Bright Here third. The dividends, number 3 Simply Believe will pay $2.25 and $1.70. Number 4 Soraya $1.85 and $1.70, and number 6 My Bright Here will pay $3 exactly. If you're on Fairway Lass each way, amazingly, after being first across the line, she's now missed out on the places.
How you've remembered all that is beyond me. You've done a sensational job. Fairway Lass, unfortunate, but probably fair enough in the long run. Looking at the replays as we did, there was a fair bit of interference there.
Simon, I've got to get into these totes quickly because the horses are already behind the barrier for the Army Vase. Okay, number 1 Alpha, I had him at 4 to 5. He's now out to evens on the tote. He's odds against with bookies, but only just. A little bit of a firmer now into Gaze. Come on, you devil, turn down. Well, I can't spend all day turning this, a broken knob, but I can tell you that it's not 7 to 2 now. It's into about $3.80, which is odds of 11 to 4. Number 3, Rustic Dream, is at 20 to 1. Number 4, Portland Player at 6.5 to 1. Number 5, Flak Jacket, is getting out to the same price, 6.5 to 1. Tan Per Lane, TAB, number 6, is at in a little bit now to about 12 to 1. And number L'Amour Monet, I've got to get that right, L'Amour Monet, TAB number 7, that's hard for me to say that, is at 66 to 1. Simon, I might be able to remember all the legal mumbo-jumbo, but I'm not too good on this flash pronunciation. L'Amour Monet.
Yeah, L'Amour Monet. It's French, Ken, but I'll explain it to you during one of our breaks. And look, you haven't got that much class to stick in with the Frenchman, have you? But let me have another bit of a look. I like Alpha. I like Intergaze. I think those 2 horses will fight out the race. Alpha will get back. Rod Griffiths has ridden him well before, particularly in the Guineas, of course, the Caulfield Guineas, which he won from barrier 4. I think he'll have enough luck to run a very big race. So will Intergaze with Glenn Boss on board.
I think Glenn Boss on Intergaze can win the race. Shane Dye is a key figure here at Moonee Valley today. I wonder what he thinks about the track after 2 races.
Well, this track at Moonee Valley here today is rated good, and it looks very good indeed. We've had 2 races so far. We've seen the leader win the first. The second race, they come from back a bit. So really, there should be no excuses for any horse today. Now, there's been a lot of people criticising this track, but I can't fault it. If you have a look, you dig your feet in, there's a bit of give in, but it's not rock hard. There should be no excuses for any horse here today.
Okay, they've just commenced in the Vase.
Over Rustic Dream. Flak Jacket in the red colours getting up on the fence to be second. He won't settle though. He wants to throw the head about as they go out of the straights. And Beedman has come away from the fence there because I don't think he can keep Flak Jacket off the heels of L'Amour Monet. Flak Jacket pulls his way to the lead as they go to the 1500 mark over Rustic Dream. L'Amour Monet third. Portland Player fourth in the Kingston Town colours on the inside of Intergaze. About 2.5 lengths away then is Tan Per Lane, and the Caulfield Guineas winner Alpha is back at the tail of the field, but he's going to be suited by the fast pace as they swing to the back now. About 1,100 metres out, and Flak Jacket pulling double. He's a bold striding horse. He's about a length in front of Rustic Dream. L'Amour Monet in third place. Intergaze on the outside is getting a lovely run, 1 off the fence. A length to Portland Player, about 2 to Tan Per Lane, and a length and a quarter away at the tail of the field is Alpha as they race down the back of the course. They've got 900 to go. Flak Jacket is the leader in the Amy Vase by a length to Rustic Dream. A length away, L'Amour Monet. Intergaze on the outside. Portland Player tucked away on the fence, joined on the outside by Tan Per Lane. And Alpha is last, about 6 off the lead as they come down by the school. 600 metres out, and Flak Jacket is just the leader, joined again by Rustic Dream. And Intergaze is just tracking up into third place for Glenn Boss. He'll have to go now because Tan Per Lane has moved up on his outside. Portland Player's in on the fence under some pressure. Alpha tacking onto the main bunch. He's close enough off if good enough, and L'Amour Monet has dropped right out around the turn, and it's Rustic Dream into Gaze. Tarnpur Lane, Alpha in the orange colours, widest of all on the home turn, and here he comes, the Caulfield Guineas winner Alpha with the nose roll, has raced up to Intergaze. Alpha and Intergaze have come away with Alpha getting the upper hand, and he's starting to draw clear. Intergaze fighting on strongly, but Alpha a shade too good once again for Intergaze, beat him by about a neck. 4 lengths away, third Portland Player, followed by Tarnpur Lane, Rustic Dream, and then Flak Jacket, who pulled too hard in the race and tailed off his L'Amour Monet. Well, history repeats itself. They ran first and second in the Caulfield Guineas, and once again Alpha just had Intergaze's measure. Number 1 Alpha, a Tasmanian trained by Bart Cummings and ridden by Rodney Griffiths. Intergaze to pay $2.10 and $1.50 Alpha, Intergaze $1.90, and Portland Player $3. Ken, if this keeps up, it'll be shades of Tulloch and Prince Darius.
Yes, John, he was just too good, the winner, Alpha, beating Intergaze. I think you're being a little bit kind there, comparing them to Tulloch and Prince Darius, but they're sure 2 good 3-year-olds. He pulled very hard in the run into Gaze, and that took a little bit out of him, and Alpha, who settled much better than him, had the last run. And I think the ability to settle is going to stand Alpha in very good stead for the Victoria Derby. We'll stop them on the turn. At this point, you can see the 2 that figure in the finish. There's Intergaze going to the front, and here is the winner, Alpha, coming around them 4 deep. That's Tarnpur Lane between horses, and Portland Player back there, who runs on into 3rd place. This is Rustic Dream. He wasn't good enough. Flak Jacket certainly wasn't good enough. Let's roll tape, and you'll see Intergaze stride to the lead. Tarnpur Lane outside him with a baldy face, can't go with him, and all of a sudden Alpha picks them up in about 2 bounds. I thought here that he might be going to win by a length and a half, but Intergaze stuck on, and the margin at the line was probably more like a half neck. Simon, a pretty promising horse. He settles and he knows where the winning post is.
Yeah, he certainly does. I thought an exceptionally patient ride from Rod Griffiths. He gave the horse cover behind horses for as long as he possibly could before he put his nose out into the breeze, and then he only had to probably come 2.5 furlongs with his nose to the breeze around that corner, and he's had just a little bit too much for Intergaze. Full credit to Intergaze, fought on handsomely, but there he is in the nose roll. That's Alpha on the outside in the orange colours. Just that little bit too good in the end for Intergaze.
That's Intergaze, Glenn Boss, Alpha, Rodney Griffiths, the styles of 2 very good jockeys. One from Sydney, although originally from Queensland, Boss, and Griffiths, well, he's a pure homebred Victorian boy.
Yes, well, there's not a lot of representatives in the Cox Plate from Victoria. You've already let us know that one, Ken, and it's good that we've got one up for the day anyway.
Okay, there they come back the scale. Alpha in the orange colours, and as Simon told you, in the nose roll, and in the blue and white colours of North Melbourne or Canterbury Bankstown, depending who you follow, is Intergaze. Let's just check those dividends again. There is no 3rd dividend in that race. We gave you a dividend for Portland Player. Only 7 runners, of course, no 3rd dividend. The winner, $2.10 and $1.50. Number 2, Intergaze, second, $1.90. And no 3rd dividend for number 4, Portland Player. Jock Gallogly is with Rodney Griffiths on the way back to scale.
Yeah, Rodney seemed to relax beautifully at the tail of the field for you.
He's a beautiful horse, you know. Spart's a genius, you know. This horse used to pull very hard, and he's got him to settle beautiful, and you know, he went along in a long rein. He'll just win the Derby.
Mate, you won the Derby 2 years ago on Blevik, so you're quite confident of doing it again on this bloke.
I'm more confident on this bloke.
All right, hope to see you in a fortnight.
Well, Rodney Griffiths is going to have to learn a little bit about anthems before he can claim the Victoria Derby, but he was quite right there. The difference between 1st and 2nd, I'm sure, was how the winner settled. Okay, a majestic picture there of the scene at Moonee Valley Racetrack. There's the winner of the Amy Vars, TAB number 1 Alpha, Rodney Griffiths, as we take another break on today's special racing edition of the Wide World of Sports.
In a few short years, Gai Waterhouse has changed the face of racing. Nothing seems more certain than Gai becoming the first woman to ever train a Melbourne Cup winner. Important races. TJ has won them. Gai is winning them. The daughter of racing's king has become queen. Gay Waterhouse, a queen in the sport of kings.
And following that clip from the video of Gay and TJ, the legend continues. We have the lady who's going to play a major part here at Cox Plate Day, Gay Waterhouse.
Hope so, Ken. I hope we play a major part here today.
And also the man who's trying to keep sweet with the family by calling his kid TJ.
I thought I'd keep racing in the family. Thomas James, TJ, that'll do. TJ O'Donnell, TJ Smith. There's a bit of a ring about that.
OK, well, let's talk about horses, Gay, because I think that's what the punters want to know. Juggler, how's he gone?
Fantastic, Ken. I couldn't be more happy with the horse. He's done everything right. He's so athletic, he's so fit, and he's spot on for today's Cox Plate.
He raced against Falante, the other favourite for the Cox Plate, in the George Main Stakes at Randwick just on 4 weeks ago. Here's the tape. You'll see Falante dashing to the front past all our mob halfway down the straight. Now that's Juggler, widest of the 4 leaders, coming at him now. Falante's in front, and here comes Juggler. He went well, Gay.
He certainly did. Ken, the most exciting thing is that Mick Dittman said to me after that race, he said, I have never been on a horse travelling faster than Falante. And he said, next minute I looked to my side and there was Juggler dashing past me. So I think that's a tip and a half from the maestro, don't you?
It certainly sounds like it. And he never went backwards after that run, because a fortnight ago in the Caulfield Stakes here in Melbourne, he donkey licked a pretty smart weight for Agefield. Gay here is Juggler going to the front for Stephen King. First ride on him, incidentally, and he really settled well and raced well for King.
It's interesting here, Simon and Ken, that he was literally in the lead 600 metres from home. Normally he's ridden a little bit further back, but he was going so well in the Caulfield Stakes only 2 weeks ago that he took the lead at the 600.
Gay, do you think Juggler's the best horse you've trained?
Oh, he certainly is the best horse I trained. We were only talking about it last night. I was out to dinner with some of the owners, and they said, what's the best horse you've ever trained? I said Juggler.
Gay, one of the forgotten horses, I suppose, in the Cox Plate this afternoon is Adventurous. Was a great win in the Craven Stakes a couple of weeks ago over Saintly. With being a forgotten horse, still got to be a fantastic chance.
Got a fabulous chance.
Have a look how far in front he got this day, Gay.
Yes, well, this day he beat Saintly, and of course the weight advantage was huge, as it is today. I think that Saintly's probably the major danger in the Cox Plate, and if Adventurous can beat him here, why can't he beat him again in the Cox Plate? He'll be out there bowling along in front, and I'll tell you, it'll be dashed hard to beat.
Yeah, that's him out in front there at the moment, and Saintly you can see starting to pounce. It's a long way home at Randwick. There was the 400-metre mark just past, and everyone thought Saintly was going to run past. Commentators, everyone on course. He didn't, and that was a full credit to your horse, Gay.
Well, the interesting thing is he comes up to him now, Simon. He literally heads the horse, Adventurous, and Adventurous kicks again. And it was interesting that 6 months ago, Darren Beedman said to me, I don't ever want to get behind one of your horses, Gay, because they're damn hard to run down.
Gay, you had a beautiful day on Metropolitan Handicap Day. It was a Gay Waterhouse trifecta. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't. Saintly ran third, didn't he? What about today? Can you get the trifecta today?
Well, I've only ever had one attempt at the Cox Plate, and that was last year, so we're certainly trying to do the trifecta this year. And you mustn't forget all our mob. He's very honest, and he'll be double-figure odds.
Juggler's the main pick, though.
Of course he is.
Juggler from Adventurous, then all our mob.
Exactly.
Anything else this afternoon you
well,
want
I
to
think
tip
that they should be looking at the Waterford Crystal Mile. They should be looking at a horse called Darbas. There'll be blistering speed in that race, and he'll come from the back of the field. And Moonee Valley definitely advantages horses who are ridden off the pace. Don't you think that, Ken?
Certainly, and I think they're showing that in the first 3 races today.
Exactly, and just last but not least, I've got 2 in the last. Electronic, ridden by the enforcer, Mick Dittman, and of course Prataris Bay, and I thought they both had each-way chances.
Well, we've got plenty of vets to have there. Thank you, Gay, and as we leave Gay, let's pick up some more of that video. The legend continues. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's the cover of the video. I thought we were going to roll some of the video, Gay. For only $29.95, we can pick this up, I'm sure, at all major stores. Gay and TJ, the legend continues, and I've seen it. It's narrated by John Tapp, and it's excellent viewing. Kenny Sutcliffe, back to you.
Thank you, Ken. Yes, well done. And time again to check the scoreboards. Here he is, the one and only Ian Maurice. Back at Moonee Valley, and we've seen the running of race 3 here at the Valley, the AAMI Vase, and we see the trophy being presented to the Larter family, who are the owners of the horse, of course, Alpha. Last race we've shown here at Moonee Valley. Rising 26 years, the Wonder Sire Sir Tristram has lost a little of his legendary spark, yet after 20 years at stud, he's still mate with more than 50 mares this summer. He's a busy boy. In terms of reputation, he's had to concede the crown to boomsire Dane Hill. But nonetheless, Sir Tristram has left a powerful legacy. Michael Maher reports.
If their trainers weren't around and they could put the words together, a few of the Cox Plate starters might tell you they'd willingly swap places with the old grey mare mowing down the best clover and rye New Zealand has to offer. With a